It's Thursday, 3rd of November, 2022. We're again looking for sunrise alignments. See, where the sun is coming up at this time of year. Viewed from the Jacques Boulevard Overpass over the Highway 15. We have a very clear view of the whole horizon from here. So basically I can look north to southeast and have a pretty clear unobstructed horizon. So looks like it might be coming up over some hills on the left here in terms of these clouds. I was expecting it to come up a little further to the south of the east, but then in cell phone compass I just used might not be very accurate, so could be the compass is off. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but I think the sun looks like it's probably going to come up there. So we're just going to let this run, and debating. No, we're not going to change anything for the time being. And I'm going to keep an eye open for other parts of the horizon. It's possible the sun's coming up somewhere else. See a fair number of birds. Just going to look and see when the sun's supposedly coming up. It's currently 7:27 according to my cell phone. I don't know the actual sunrise time. I didn't check it beforehand. I'm having some internet problems. The modem died on me, so I don't have any internet at home. I ran out of data because I didn't have any internet at home, so I can only get public access internet until that's all sorted out. So let's see, I'm looking at stellarium here. I don't think it'll give me the time when the sun rises, but it should it'll show me where it is. Okay, so it's right on the horizon. According to, oh no, it's below the horizon. According to stellarium, it's still about 2 to 3 degrees below the horizon. Mercury should be above the horizon, but Mercury, I don't think we're going to see Mercury because it's just, A, the sky's too bright, and B, there's too much haze and cloud on the horizon, so I don't think we're going to see Mercury, even if we have the camera pointed in the right direction for that. So 3 degrees below the horizon. Just going to be a little while yet before the sun peaks up over the horizon. So anyway, you see some birds flying around. See a vapor trail. I'll just point the camera to the vapor trail. There it is. Exposure a bit. An aircraft going through there. And of course the vapor trail is lit up by the horizon. So actually if I see a glint off the aircraft, that would give me a clue as to where the sun is because the reflection off the aircraft, but I didn't notice anything. Alright, point the camera back down. Watch that hill. So I think I'm going to try and align the sun with this hill and the high tension wire pylon there. See if we can get alignment with that. And there are some apartment buildings or condos off to the right. There's a whole row of them actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or so condos off to the right that you can get alignments with. As you can hear, there's a fair bit of traffic on the bridge. I see some more birds going through there. Probably seagulls, but I don't know for sure. I will mention that, as is often the case, the brighter parts of the image are basically lighter than what I'm actually seeing with the eye. If I expose for the highlights the brighter parts, then the rest is going to be quite dark. You won't see much detail. So we're going to just keep things as they are for the time being. And we'll see what happens in terms of the sunrise. But yeah, nothing terribly exciting. I'm just going to adjust. We got a row of hills in Eastern Township. Not sure what that taller one is. I could probably find out. If we look to our left, we can see Mont Saint Hilaire. Well, according to Stellarium, the sun is still well below the horizon. 7:32. So obviously sunrise is somewhat later. And again, thanks to internet access problems, I just simply didn't check the sunrise time, so I don't know what it's supposed to run. Anyway, I'm reasonably sure that the sun will come up where these bright clouds are. It might come up to the left or right, but I doubt it. I'm just going to adjust exposure a bit, make it a bit darker. There we go. Because it will brighten up, as the sun rises, because we're shooting manual here. We're not in automatic exposure mode at all. We have the camera set to f8. The ISO is 64, which is the base lowest ISO of the camera. And right now we're at an 80th of a second. We're using a 400mm Nikkor ED IF lens. And waiting for the sun. just might be a little bit of light under the No, I think that is the sun popping up there. Yep. Finally coming up. So I'm gonna have a look at Stellarium and see what it says. Yeah, that's definitely the sun coming up. And we're gonna adjust the exposure again. So isn't this interesting? Stellarium is telling me the sun's still below the horizon. So obviously Stellarium's wrong. And so we do have a nice sunrise happening here. Again, we're adjusting the exposure. I'm just debating if I should put the film camera on. I don't think I will, but yeah, there's a huge discrepancy between Stellarium and what's really happening here in terms of sunrise. That's a bit bothersome. I'll have to check, maybe like my Stellarium, I believe, is set for Montreal, but maybe it somehow got set for a different location. But big difference according to I'm gonna have another look at Stellarium there and see what it's telling me. It's still showing the sun as being below 0 degrees. So yeah. Off by at least a degree or like 2 or 3 degrees. Big difference. So I wasn't planning it exactly, but we have the sun coming up under this lamppost. Again, I'll adjust the exposure somewhat. So at least I have a good idea where it's coming up. And as I thought, it'll be some days before it gets to the row of condominiums to have some alignments with them from this position. And if I was to go, a few hundred feet or more to my left, I could get an alignment with that mountain on the left, and perhaps the could get an alignment with the mountain, but the position of the high tension wire pylon would obviously change. So if I wanted an alignment from this position, it would have been some days ago. So if I'd been here, let's say a week ago, or 3 or 4 days ago, then from this position, the sun would have come up where that mountain is. So do I want to move the camera? That's the question. Just adjusting the exposure again. Again, sun's totally washed out, just a white blob. Whereas I'm seeing, a bright orange, golden color, yellow gold disc, Unfortunately, digital just doesn't really do a good job of capturing the sunrise. I saw a little atmospheric thing happening there. I think if we might get a bit of green flash from the video, it's not impossible. There's some green flash in there. There was. We got about 4 minutes, 30 seconds of recording time left. And I'm debating what to do here, so just let the thing keep running. Now we got this lamp post is a bit annoying. Anyway, I'm just going to change the angle. So these are the condominiums I'm talking about. So a few days for sunrise and then for this movie. I think we'll just let the sun rise up through the frame here. And then we'll go get a coffee. I wonder if there's anything else worth pointing the camera at. No. You see the sun is reflecting off of the building to the right. That sort of gold reflection off of a fairly large looking building. It must maybe a factory or something. I'm not quite sure what it is. Anyhow, again, it is the 3rd of November. We're coming up to the cross quarter day between the autumnal equinox and the winter solstice in a few days. I believe the 7th of November, so 4 days from now it'll be the cross quarter day. So I'll try and, get a cross quarter day alignment, perhaps with those condominiums, little Stonehenge-ish. On November 8th, early in the morning, the night of the 7th to 8th, but in the early morning of the 8th, if I understand things correctly, there's a total lunar eclipse. So hopefully that will have clear skies to be able to see that. I'll certainly try and get some photos, maybe even some video. So 2 minutes of recording time left, and we're just going to let the sun rise up through the frame here, and debating adjusting the exposure again. I can see my breath, so it's a little cool this morning, but not crazy cold, but definitely cold enough to be able to see my breath. Just over a minute of recording time left. It's kind of interesting, the cloud above the sun sort of calls to mind the winged sun symbols of Egypt and Mesopotamia and so on. They were inspired almost certainly by observations of the sun's corona during total solar eclipses. Sometimes the sun's corona has a distinctly bird-like pattern, and I have every reason to believe that this inspired the phoenix myth, the Egyptian solar falcon god Horus, a whole flock of other mythical birds and bird gods, a variety of other winged mythical beings, winged gods of one kind or another, bat gods, dragons, winged serpents, you name it. Almost any winged mythical being associated with the sun, you can be pretty sure was inspired by the bird-like pattern in the sun's corona.